Let's start off by talking about the three kings and three stooges of NFL football. So there's been some really good quarterback play this year, and there's been some really, really god awful quarterback play in the NFL this year. And there's been some surprises as well. Now, our three kings and three jesters are definitely not in any order. So just because I say someone's name first doesn't mean they are first. It's just my three kings and my three stooges. Now, one thing I do want to go ahead and just make sure you guys know, I'm not considering Will Levis did get hurt yesterday. Mason Rudolph came in, so I don't know who's the starter, so ineligible. Huntley and Skylar Thompson, like Tua was hurt, they're ineligible. These are like actual starting quarterbacks right now. Now, if Mason Rudolph comes in and starts multiple games, yeah, he could be a jester. So start off our three kings here first of NFL football, which is always my a little bit like hard because like every week I feel like, oh, maybe I need to put this guy in or move this guy in. There's only three spots here, and these are the three best quarterbacks in the league. Now, he hasn't played like one, but until he loses a game, Patrick Mahomes is still a king. I know. He has been playing some weird football. I mean, this is not the Patrick Mahomes we've gotten to know and love. His stats are not the Patrick Mahomes we know and love. He's just not been relatively amazing this year, but they are undefeated. He's had injuries on his team. He injured his best wide receiver as well. I mean, look at his stats against the Chargers: 19 for 29, 245 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. So far on this short season, and it has been a short season so far, he's only averaging 7.5 yards a attempt, 6 touchdowns, and 5 picks. But until they lose a game, Patrick Mahomes, you are a king. My second king is Lamar Jackson. I left him off the list last week, and that was because they were 1-2. But man, that win against Buffalo, it was just outstanding quarterback play. And if you go look at his stats this year, they've been unbelievable. We'll actually share our screen here and show you his stats because he has been, in my opinion, just as good as his MVP seasons. Now, he was just a tick away from winning, literally beating Kansas City, or at least forcing overtime or having a chance to go for a 2-point conversion. He's been with 5 touchdowns, only 1 pick on the whole entire season. I think he's lost a fumble or 2. But that's not all. We know that with him. He has 308 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns as well. So over 1,100 total yards and 7 touchdowns and 2 turnovers, 1 interception and 1 fumble. Lamar Jackson is definitely a king. And the third king on this list, I can't believe I'm doing it, guys. I left off Josh Allen for Sam Darnold. This year, he's been a king. Plain and simple. He leads the NFL in touchdown passes with 11. He only has 3 picks. He's been outstanding. And it's crazy because there's no rushing yards, and he has a fumble, and he hasn't lost one. But Sam Darnold is leading the 4-0 Vikings. I could not imagine Sam Darnold doing. Josh Allen and CJ Stroud were my 4th and 5th. And then after that, it's kind of a crapshoot. But man, Sam Darnold's just been absolutely amazing, and he definitely deserves a spot as one of the 3 kings. So my 3 kings are Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Sam Darnold. Let's talk about our 3 stooges. Our 3 stooges, man, or 3 jesters. Sorry, I changed the name to jesters because kings and jesters, but still haven't gotten used to it. Jacoby Brissett is one of them. Look, Brissett is just not very good. He's not a good quarterback in the NFL. He's definitely a stopgap quarterback. There's not one moment you watch this New England offense and you're like, oh wow, they look good. And look at these stats: 536 yards in 4 games, 2 touchdowns and a pick. It's actually kind of embarrassing how average he is. After a okay week 1 where he had 168 yards, 98, 149, 121, 1 touchdown that whole time. He takes 0 risks. That's why you don't see any interceptions on this list. But Jacoby Brissett is definitely a jester. Second jester, Deshaun Watson. I don't know how long they can keep trotting him out there. He's just been absolutely. He's been almost a worse quarterback than a person, believe it or not. He has 4 touchdowns, 3 picks on the season, but the way he's done it is just looked unbelievably small. He had an okay game in a loss to the Raiders. But as you can see here, 5.5 average per attempt. Deshaun Watson is simply just not good, and they need to try out Jameis Winston in there. And this one hurts me. Second week in a row, Trevor Lawrence. I love Trevor Lawrence. Everyone knows who knows me. But what is going on with him? Game by game, he just looks worse and worse. The game against the Dolphins, 12 for 21, 162. Like, he's just been the most average quarterback, and right now he's a jester because he simply needs to be better. Trevor Lawrence is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, and I still believe in him. Maybe he needs a new coaching staff. Maybe he needs a new franchise. His arm talent is still there, but I'm at the point now where I believe in Trevor Lawrence for what he's done at Clemson rather than he was done in the NFL. And once you're at that point, you're a jester. So my 3 kings are Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, and my 3 jesters are Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, and Jacoby Brissett. Yikes. Do something, Trevor. Get out of this. Only one team ever has made the playoffs coming off a 0-4 start, and I think that was the Indianapolis Colts with Andrew Luck. I think they actually won a playoff game that year too. And if he just needs to do something. I mean, you got Colts, Bears, Patriots next 3 games. And 2 of those are in London, where he is the guy. They need to go into that game against the Packers on October 27th with a chance to go 4-4 to save the season.